Welcome to our YouTube channel, Nightmare Stories Radio. You're clicked this video. That's mean you love to hear horror stories. If you like, then hit the subscribe button and let's begin the story. Story title, The Shadows of Black Hollow Town, Part 1, The Forgotten Place. In the remote forests of West Virginia, hidden deep within the Appalachian Mountains, there was a town that most maps had stopped mentioning. Black Hollow. Founded in 1814, Black Hollow was once a booming coal mining town. Families thrived, businesses flourished, and the streets buzzed with life. But prosperity came at a cost. The mines ran deep, so deep it was said they scraped against something that wasn't meant to be touched. In 1952, disaster struck. An explosion deep in the Ashmore mine collapsed tunnels and trapped 40 miners underground. Rescue teams dug for days but found nothing, not even bodies. Only strange black ash coated the tunnels, cold to the touch, smelling of iron and decay. After that, the town began to die. Children vanished from their beds. Animals were found mutilated in the woods. Whispers filled the air at night. Voices calling out from the mist, begging, cursing. By 1970, Black Hollow was abandoned. The houses crumbled, the church steeple rotted away, and the forest swallowed the streets. Locals from nearby towns told chilling tales of red lights flickering deep in the woods, of screams echoing from the mine at midnight, of shadowy figures watching from broken windows. They said Black Hollow was cursed, and nobody dared to go back. Until now. Part 2, The Ghost Hunters. In the summer of 2021, 4 college friends set out to film a documentary for their paranormal YouTube channel, Ghost Trails USA. Mark, the leader, brave but skeptical. Sarah, the history buff, always carrying an old journal. Tyler, the tech guy, setting up cameras and recorders. Elena, the psychic sensitive, able to feel energy. Their goal was to find the most haunted town in America. When Sarah stumbled upon an article about Black Hollow, they knew they had to go. Ignoring warnings from locals, they packed their cameras, food, and camping gear and set off into the mountains. It was a 2-hour hike through dense, fog-laden woods before they glimpsed it. Black Hollow, a ghost town frozen in time. Broken street lamps, rusting cars, shattered homes, all eerily preserved. It was quiet, too quiet. Even the birds seemed to avoid the place. Elena shivered. "I don't like this," she whispered. "Something here feels awake." But Mark laughed it off. "Perfect for the video, right?" he said, raising his camera. They chose the old Black Hollow Inn, once the town's only hotel, as their base camp. Dust coated everything inside. An old guest book still sat at the front desk. The last entry was dated October 14th, 1952. It read simply, "They are beneath us." Part 3, The Awakening. The first night seemed uneventful, at least on the surface. They set up motion cameras in the streets. They placed EMF detectors near the mine entrance and tried recording EVP sessions. At around 2:30 a.m., Tyler's motion sensors triggered. Something had passed near the church ruins. When they reviewed the footage, a faint shadow moved across the frame. Not walking, not running, gliding. Sarah began hearing whispers. She thought it was the wind, until she realized it was her name being spoken, over and over. "Sarah, Sarah, come see." In the morning, they found the strange footprints outside the inn. Not boots, not shoes, barefoot, and the prints led straight to their door, but none led away. Mark remained skeptical. It's got to be animals or our imagination. He insisted. That evening they dared each other to explore the Ashmore mine. As they approached, the air grew colder. The forest around them fell into unnatural silence. The mine's entrance yawned like a mouth in the earth, black and endless. Inside, the walls were coated in black ash, the same as the old stories described. Their flashlights barely penetrated the darkness. Then Elena froze. "Do you hear that?" she whispered. From deep within the mine, they heard voices, sobbing, calling for help. Against their better judgment, they went deeper. They found a side tunnel where strange symbols were scratched into the stone. Primitive, ancient, and nothing like English letters. Suddenly, Tyler screamed. His flashlight caught a glimpse of something. A twisted figure, tall and broken, its limbs unnaturally long, its mouth stitched shut. They ran, stumbling, dropping gear, scrambling back to the surface. But as they emerged, they realized something horrifying. The town had changed. The buildings were different, decayed even further, and darker. The sky overhead was wrong, bruised purple and black, swirling unnaturally. They weren't alone. Figures stood in the streets now, dozens of them, faceless, watching, and all around them the whispering grew louder. Part 4. The Descent. That night in the inn, they barricaded themselves inside. Windows boarded, doors locked, lights off. Tyler hacked into the footage he had captured in the mine. Frame by frame, he enhanced the video. There, in one frame, stood a figure, a miner, face burned, eyes hollow, reaching out as if trapped between worlds. Sarah flipped through the guest book again. In the margins, scrawled hastily, was a chilling note. "They feed on memory. They trap you here. Every night you forget a little more." The group realized the truth. They weren't just being haunted. They were being hunted. Each time they heard the whispers, each time they looked into the shadows, they lost a piece of themselves. Mark began forgetting names. Elena couldn't remember why they had come. Tyler stared blankly at the walls, mumbling. Sarah knew they had to escape. But how? The road they had come on was gone, swallowed by mist and shadow. Worse, their footage started corrupting, as if the town itself refused to be documented. The town wasn't haunted. It was alive, and it was hungry. Part 5. The Final Stand. Desperate, Sarah remembered the old legends, that the Ashmore mine was the source. "We have to destroy it," she said. Armed with only a few matches and a can of gasoline from the inn's ruined kitchen, they made a plan. They would burn the mine. As they crept through the ghost town, the figures closed in, whispering, reaching, clawing. Tyler was the first to fall, dragged screaming into the darkness, vanishing without a trace. Mark and Elena followed soon after, overwhelmed by the shadows. Sarah alone stumbled into the mine, bleeding and broken. She poured gasoline down the shaft, lit a match, and dropped it. The explosion rocked the earth, a sound like 1,000 screams tearing the sky apart. Flames roared, and the shadows wailed in agony. Epilogue. The price of freedom. Sarah woke up in a hospital 3 days later. A local hunter had found her unconscious on the side of a mountain road, miles from Black Hollow. She had no memory of how she got there. The police never found her friends. The cameras, the footage, all gone. When she tried to tell her story, nobody believed her. "You probably just got lost," they said. "Black Hollow is just an old ghost story." But Sarah knew the truth. In her dreams, she still saw them, the miners, the twisted figures, the endless mist, and sometimes, late at night, she heard the whispers, "Come back." Black Hollow wasn't gone. It was waiting, and it always would be.